What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of JoesTech. As you can see behind me, I have the Kraken x62 by NZXT. This is the cooler that I decided to go with for my personal build, which you can kind of see in the background there. Now, if you guys are interested in buying this, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what actually came included in the box, and then we can kind of get into the install and, the pros and cons of this cooler that I found thus far. Installation of the Kraken x62 is pretty straightforward. It comes with all the necessary hardware you would need. Even comes with an adjustable backplate in case that's something you will need on your board. But it should fit pretty much any current chipset that's out there, AMD or Intel. Now, I did run into a couple issues during my install, and that's pretty much related to my case. If you look at a lot of the other PC builders out there that have the same case with this cooler, you'll see that a lot of them mount that radiator on the top of the case, and I definitely could have done that because it does have adjustable screw slots on the top of the case. Now, on the front of the case, in my situation, it actually had pre-drilled single holes for the screws which go through your fans and then into the case. Now, in order to mount the radiator in front, I had to line the radiator up with those holes so that I could, fasten my fans through the case and into the radiator. Now, the problem is the way that the fans are pre-drilled to be set in the front of the case didn't really line up with the radiator, so I did kind of have to do a little bit of modding to make sure that the radiator was going to fit on the front. Obviously, I could have went the easy route and put it on the top of the case like most other people are doing, but that's not really what I wanted to do. I wanted to kind of do something a little bit different and kind of keep the radiator out of the way to kind of help make the the build look a little more clean. Now, keep in mind, none of this is really NZXT's fault. They have, everything pretty much laid out in a standard format. It's just that the case that I picked in the location that I wanted to mount the radiator wasn't necessarily going to work without a little bit of adjusting. No big deal. Just drilled a couple holes, good to go. So on the x62 pump housing, you're going to find two connections. The first is going to be a USB mini connection, so you can run a mini USB cable down to one of the headers on the motherboard for USB. Now, second, you're going to find a small ribbon cable that they provide, and that basically splits off into your CPU fan header, and that's for pump flow functionality. There are several female connections for other case fans to plug into that same header. And then thirdly, you're going to find a SATA connection on that same set of cables, and I believe that's just to power the pump housing and the system itself. One thing that I think NZXT has really done a great job with is their CAM software. Now, the CAM software allows you to basically go in there and adjust not only the LEDs and things like that, but it'll allow you to adjust the pump speeds and basically just how well this is going to cool for you. They have a preset for performance, they have a preset for silence, and then of course they have a static setting that allows you to kind of change things as you please. And then of course you can go in there and fine tune your fans and all that good stuff as well to kind of adjust the cooling and basically fine tune it for how much noise you're willing to tolerate over the performance that you want to get out of the cooler. I'm not going to be doing any stress testing or anything like that in this video. Obviously, I'm just kind of getting my system wrapped up and finished up, so I haven't really even had a chance to kind of push the overclock and kind of see where that's going to go. Alright, so let's talk about the last thing, which is the aesthetics. Now, as far as this cooler goes, I think they did a great job. Obviously, this was kind of a deciding factor for me on the cooler because I already had these strips and, of course, the air LED fans. And so I feel like this was just kind of the topping on the cake. It's a great cooler. They have all the kinks worked out from the previous models. And they've allowed us to kind of get really granular with adjustability of the RGBs. I could separate my colors between my fans, my strips. I could do the cooler a completely separate color. I could actually do the logo on the cooler a completely separate color and a completely separate effect. So I think NZXT's done a really great job with the cam software. Like I think I said this a minute ago too. Between the functionality of, you know, adjusting your fans and adjusting PC settings, in addition to the LED functionality, they've done a really great job, and I think they kind of have a lot of the kinks worked out in the software as well, which were present when I was using it about a year ago, I want to say. But yeah, I think they did a really great job, and I'm really happy with the functionality of the RGBs and, you know, the aesthetics totally of the cooler. So before I end this video, I did want to leave one little note for the subscribers. This is the first time that you guys have seen the CPU, and I still don't think you could actually make out which model it is. I did actually go with the 6850K. I got a killer deal, and of course, as you know, I do make videos, and so I think that's going to really help me in the future, but we'll kind of discuss that a little bit more at a later date. As far as this video goes, I will go ahead and leave links to everything we discussed in the description below. If you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up on the way out. And of course, if you guys you know, have any questions, feedback, concerns, feel free to leave those in the comment section as well. If you have not subscribed already, feel free to do that as well. I feel like I'm rambling. Now, this is like the longest ending ever. I got all these things I have to mention. But, you know, until next time, guys, I'm having a good time. This has been JoesTech. I'll see you in the next one.